All right, first neurofeedback since I am back on Cymbalta. And it was also the first appointment in, I want to say 2 weeks, because we were a week in Utah and then we were trying to find a good summertime time slot that worked. So it's going to be once a week now instead of twice a week, just based on, summer scheduling and such. But I was curious to see if there was going to be any impact from having been on Cymbalta for a couple weeks now. And I'm really pleased with the fact that I feel the positive effects of it just being on half the dose that I was. I feel like that's kind of a testament to the amount of work I've done otherwise, mental health and emotional health wise, for that 10-month stint I was off of it, and just releasing myself from the pressures of what is this person doing? Like they wanted to turn, but then they stopped turning and they just sat there, so that was weird. Anyway, driving to Houston. I think that I didn't notice, and Steve didn't either, anything specifically Cymbalta wise that the brain map showed, like difference wise. But we're looking at it, and like the beginning, so this is similar to the first few times, because I believe this was the third, maybe the fourth session I've done with it's eyes closed, headphones, listening. It's that they start good. Like the sessions start in a way that my brain is doing like for maybe the first half of the session, so like 15 minutes, and then my brain always kind of picks up toward the end as far as like just going back on the quickness of, I guess, thoughts and processing, and something like my brain grabs hold of something and just like goes off on its own little tangent doing its thing. And so he reminded me, he's like, this takes time and practice, and you're doing that. So especially because there was a couple week break, there's been a lot of changes as far as like getting back on medication. So it was good. Glad to be back. He was talking to me about a book, The Angel and the Assassin, which I was like, well, that sounds interesting. He's like, well, it's not really an action book like it sounds. It's talks about I'm not going to remember the name of it now. I almost said microbiome, and that's really not it. It's the something else. He said it's the immune system of the brain, basically. So it's I almost had it. Tip of my tongue. And that term is called anomia, where it's on the tip of your tongue and you can almost say it, but you can't quite grasp it. There's a card game called it, so that's why I know that. Anyhow, this book breaks down talking about how to harness this and be able to make it work